All right. What's going on, everybody? Here we are at my academy in Oklahoma City, and I'm very excited and happy to have my friend, world champion Tarsis Humphreys, here on my mats. We're getting some great training in. He's going to be teaching a seminar here at my school on Saturday. Really excited to have all my students learn from him. And I thought, man, what a better time to do my monthly webinar than now, while he's in town. We can both kind of share our jiu-jitsu and talk about some things and just have a great time with you guys today. So really looking forward to this. I do this every month with my online students. We always do a live monthly webinar. And this time around, I try to invite as many people as possible. So to all our guests and visitors joining us today, it's great to have you here. And yeah, let's show some cool stuff, huh, Tarsis?
Yeah,
anything to say to everybody there?
Yeah, very happy to be here with my friend Rafael. It's always very comfortable training with him and learning a lot. We have kind of similar old school jiu-jitsu. Of course, we do the new jiu-jitsu too, and it's always great to share training with you, share techniques. I always learn a lot with you, and very happy to be here with you. Happy to share a little bit of my techniques with you guys too.
Awesome.
And also, I'm just moving to US, and I want to tell everybody that I'm gonna be based in San Diego, in Alliance in San Diego with Johnny Faria. So yeah, I hope if you guys want to have a cool train, come here with Rafael. If you guys go to San Diego, come with me also, Rafael's teacher Sal and Shandy. So yeah, that's it, guys.
All set. And we'll talk more about that as we go. Make sure you guys know how to follow Tarsis and get in touch with him if you want to train with him. For now, always the first thing that we do, I just like to check in with everybody. Please leave a comment below. Make sure that you can, or just let us know that you can see us and hear us okay, and you're good for us to get started. And we're going to jump in. Basically, the plan for today is we're just going to show some of our favorite techniques. A sweep, a pass, and a submission. So you guys will get a little bit of everything from each of us, and we're just going to have some fun. So check in. Let me know you can see and hear me okay. And you guys are ready to go. Get those notebooks ready, and we'll get started, okay? Okay. All right, looks like everyone can see us and hear us okay. Everyone's good to go. So let's get started. I guess I'll start first. Let's start with guard with a sweep, and then Tarsis will show one of his favorite sweeps, and then we'll go passing and save the submissions for the end. All right. So lately, what I've been working a lot is a cross collar and sleeve game. A lot of you are probably familiar that I like to play this game, but I've been doing things a little differently lately. And actually, I just sent out a video yesterday to all of you, kind of showing you some of the new things that I'm doing, and I'm getting ready to release a complete series on on this new style game I'm playing. It's not really new, okay? It's more old school, but just doing a couple things a little differently that I feel like it has helped my efficiency from this position and really allowed me to find all the attacks that I like, okay? So basically, we'll kind of look from the open guard, but my idea is to focus on controlling this sleeve, okay? His left arm, because most people pass to their left. I mean, not just most, the vast majority of people pass to their left, okay? So I used to play a lot of cross collar and sleeve with my right hand in the collar. Nowadays, because I know he wants to go that way, I want to control this arm. So now I like to I like to play with my left hand in the collar so I can control his left sleeve, okay? So let's look at a little sweep here from this position. Something that happens a lot is where he raises his leg and has his knee in the middle and is maybe kind of trying to drive and push my leg down and force his way in for like a cross knee pass, okay? So actually let's turn a little bit this way. So I try to dominate this hand as much as possible and keep it from controlling my leg. But, you know, every now and then he might get a good grip and pass it or push my leg in between his legs. Exactly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an inverted De La Riva here because his knee is in the middle and he's probably trying to look to, cross knee and try to get in. Exactly. So I'm going to keep my foot hooked under his butt here with this inverted De La Riva. Okay? And I'm going to try to stay on my side and keep this arm at bay. I don't want to let this arm get too close to my collar. Here's going to be some trouble. Okay? So I'm going to keep this arm away, preferably kind of down towards the in between his legs. Okay? And now from here, if I can maintain my foot on the bicep, this is great. All right? Sometimes you might lose it and have to use your knee more. All right? But basically, I want to create a little action-reaction here to get some momentum, okay? I want to push against him a little bit with my knee here just to make him want to drive in that much harder, okay? So as I drive against him with my knee and I feel him resist, I'm going to pull him across, really trying to get this shoulder all the way forward towards my body, okay? So I pull him across here, keeping his arm down between his legs. You see how I coil my knees to my chest? And then I'm just going to kick and do a little reverse roll over into the half guard on top, okay? Let's look at some more angles here. So, you know, typically, if I can keep my foot out on his hip and be in this more, position here with my feet, foot on the bicep, this is going to be better, okay? I'll be able to attack the omoplata, which is my, preferred attack here, and really get my game going. But like I said, every now and then he's going to develop a little positioning, maybe push my leg down, start to drive his knee in. So I get my hook under his butt, my little De La Riva hook, okay? Make sure I dominate his arm, keeping it away from my head, all right? I can use my knee in his chest, or if I have my foot on the bicep still, that's even better, okay? It'll give me more leverage. I can push against him. As I feel the resistance, pull his shoulder to my body and coil my knees. Okay, I get him right on top of me here. All right, and now I'm just going to kick and do a reverse shoulder roll over my right shoulder, the same shoulder of the arm that's holding his sleeve. Okay, so again, from this side, all right, he starts to drive his way in. So you see my hook here under his butt. This will help me defend against his cross knee pass. Okay. Got good control here, holding the collar still, all right? A little bit of a push to get the reaction. As I feel him resist, it's all one motion. I'm going to tug, bring my knees to my chest, and roll over all at the same time, just like this, okay? And we land in an awesome spot here, in the half guard, ready to work our way to mount and finish, okay? And of course, sometimes they can feel it coming, and they might sort of back away. If he backs away, he's going to give me room to bring my foot back out. So then I can bring my foot back to his hip and go back to my original position and play the style that I like. So I don't let myself get too stuck looking for just one move, all right? If he feels that move coming, and he gives me some space by backing away, then I can take my feet out and reapply my tension and play with the way that I really prefer to play, with my legs in the game, with a lot of space and tugging on his posture, and basically working for a lot of omoplatas. Okay, this is a game that I really love, and I just filmed an awesome series, about 20 techniques, all from the cross-collar grip, pretty much my whole game there. You know, nothing too new, but some very advanced strategy and concepts and things that I've been refining a lot, especially over the last couple of years, and been having a lot of success with it. So, you know, that's one of my favorite sweeps. Okay, and next up we'll have Tarsis show one of his favorite sweeps, and then after we both do it, then I'll see if anyone has any questions. Okay, so now let's switch. Tarsis, what have you been doing from your guard? What's going on with you, man?
Okay, so I'm gonna be back a little bit in my old game. We used to play a lot of lasso guards, and then this helped me to win a lot of tournaments. And then, so like just some like months ago, I just created a new position. It's a kind of combination of lasso and also a hook inside. So the guy got really stuck in that position, and then I have a lot of options. So we're gonna share with you guys one position here that I'm gonna show. Also gonna show like the options, but I'm not gonna complete that just to don't put too many things. But it's the same begin, same control, and then you guys can have fun with that.
Awesome.
Okay? So I'm just gonna turn myself a little bit to this angle. So I'm gonna start always, guys, looking for both grips. Okay? It's way better to play a lasso when you have one hand in the collar, right, pulling the guy down, and the other hand in the sleeve. So I'm gonna use my foot on his hips, create some angle to bring my leg all the way. I'm gonna hook him now. So look at my foot right here, guys. I need to hook and bring him to me, and make sure that my knee is gonna be open all the time here, guys. Okay? So if I keep my knee like this, it's so easy to my opponent to bring my knee in, and then starts to smash my leg and pass to that side. Every time when you play the lasso, that's the way you guys are looking for to pass the guy. That's why I keep the hook, I bring him to me. I have also this hand on the collar, bringing him down all the time, and also I open my knee. So I didn't give him the chance to grab my leg and smash right away. Okay? Now from here, also, I like always to put this hook with my right leg blocking to the side. So he's completely locked. He cannot go to my weak side. I always force him to come to the side and do the regular sweeps from here. Okay, so always controlling this collar drives him to the side. I can grab his leg. Now I'm gonna bend my knees to my chest and just apply the regular sweep from here. But it's not this one that I want to work with you guys, okay? So this is just so you guys know. I bring him up, throw his leg. I use this position so many times in tournaments, make me won so many fights. But now what's happening? The guy knows already that I'm going to do that, so he stands up his right leg to create a base. And also be stronger to fight with that hand. Also again, bringing my knee in. Okay? So when this happens, I'm gonna use my left hook inside, behind his knee. Okay? Now my foot that was blocking that, I don't need it anymore. I'm gonna put this inside his legs. And now with my hand on the collar and this one, I'm gonna bring my knee to my chest. And I'm gonna dive in a mix of deep half guard with the X guard position. Okay? So first option that I have here, guys. I'm gonna lift him with my hook and bring my right knee behind, in front of his scaffold. And now I let go his hand, yeah, and works in the calf lock position. Okay? So every time when I lift him, I have this opportunity. So I lift. So look, pay attention with my right leg, guys. My right leg is not using too much. But look, when I lift him, I lock right on my hips, close the triangle. I'm still holding his hand. I apply some pressure, driving my knee down, but I never sweep him. I force my shin against the back of his knee. If you guys feel like you need, come with the right hand, control his thigh, let go the grip. I have both hands together, so I pull towards me, and then I drive my knee. It's very important to you guys drive your knee down. So that's how I get the calf slide position, okay? So one more time. Okay, so one more time, guys, from the beginning. Can be sit down, whatever. One hand on the collar, one on the sleeve. Put him away with his foot on the hips. Now I turn my body on sideways, so I can have a big motion with my leg right here. Goes around, hook, bring him, and I got totally flat on the ground. Okay? Pulling the collar down, have a good grip here, knee open all the time. He's going to lift his leg to create a base so he can be more stable here. If he doesn't have the knee, look, I just can like sometimes do this and go. So that's why probably it's gonna create, open that knee. So every time when he stand up that knee, I'm gonna hook in. Watch out, guys, don't put too much, because if I go too much, okay, I lost everything. It's important to have this little bit of knee controlling the arm right here, right? So now, put my leg inside, bring him all the way up, pulling the lapel and bringing the hook towards me, and then I get in the kind of deep half position with a mix of X guard. Okay, so first option, I'm gonna lift his leg, bring my other right leg to the other side, lock his foot. Then you guys close the triangle. Right hand goes first, hold his thigh right here. Left hand goes inside also, hands together, and then I squeeze his thigh against me, bringing down, and my knee drives forward, making him tap. Okay, so
ooh, that's tight.
that's good. And also, you guys just don't need to lock and get to the careful slicer, because I think it's allowed just for brown and black belt. So instead, if you guys do that, you guys just can kick him forward without closing the triangle and have the sweep.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Just gonna show the guys the sweep real quick. So hook inside, drive your leg inside, even if it's here or in the hips, doesn't matter, guys. Just put inside, bring the guy up. So now look, I just gonna drive my knee to that direction. So I can I like always to bring up to take his weight out of the mat. So I bring up, then I finish on top with this hand right here, my right hand on his legs, so I can back up, pass to the side, or I can have the dumbbell underhooks on his legs. Okay, so this is the position that I just start to work.
That's an interesting way to play lasso. You know, we trained earlier this year, and you showed me some of the things you were doing there. You know, I've never really experienced or seen anyone play with the lasso and a butterfly hook. Maybe a little bit on the other leg,
yes,
but not on that same side leg. And he's got a lot of really cool techniques and tricks from that position. You know, it's an interesting style. Most of the time, you expect maybe the basic sweep or some omoplata rolling and things like that. This is a whole nother, you know, style of lasso. How long have you been playing with this?
The normal, regular lasso, since I got my brown belt or something. To be honest, guys, my guard was horrible. I became world champion with, like, in my opinion, my guard was ridiculous, you know. That's what I like to do, because I have a lot of control on my opponents, and like anybody was kind of doing that. So that's I became kind of specialist on that. And then this new game, I just like starts to shake the guy. So then I realized the guys are putting that leg all the way up, and then I said, okay, let's try to find out something new to take advantage of that. So then I always like to create some new stuff. You know, my brother also creates a lot of positions, and then you just find that possibility, and then from there you just find like a lot of things to do. We can do back row, we can go forward, we can do the knee slicer, calf slicer. We can go also to the back. It's like a lot of positions. So that's how I'm gonna work this Saturday in the seminar.
Okay.
So all the combo is gonna be nice.
So I'm gonna get to learn. You guys got to learn it too. You know, take advantage of any opportunity you can to train with Tarsis. We'll talk more about that in a minute. For now, we're gonna transition into passing, but just let me know. You know, I had a little sweep there. Tarsis showed some cool stuff with the lasso. You know, let me know you guys are having fun so far. If you have any questions about what we showed, and then we'll start to transition into the guard passing. Okay. All right, so we had a couple comments. Someone actually mentioned that the sweep that I showed looks like the Terere sweep from my Guard Mastery series. Yeah, it's very similar, except that sweep was with a spider guard, okay? So, let's run this, just one. So, when playing spider guard, a lot of times they bring this knee up to try to kill your foot using their knee on your heel, you know? And so when I feel that, a lot of times I dip in here, and yes, it's very, very similar, you know, this sweep with the double sleeves, but instead now we're using the hand and the collar, okay? So very similar sweep. I actually call the sweep with the hand and the collar, I actually call it the Galvao sweep, because Andre Galvao uses that a lot, sort of from his half guard knee shield position. You know, I think we do it a little differently, but I've seen him use that sweep a lot over the years. So I call it the Galvao sweep. You know me, I'm like a spider guard or a hand in the collar guy, and both of which have very similar sweeps and sort of attacking strategies. You know, really heavy on omoplatas and triangles, and then there are some sweep similarities as well. So that's a good eye. I think that was Christian that saw that. Good eye there. And then we had one question from one of our great students, Andres. You know, and basically you kind of answered the question while you were teaching, but you know, a lot of people can be nervous to do the lasso because, like you said, you know, as you lasso, a lot of times, you know, they work on getting the knee down. So your main points were to keep the knee down.
I have the hook always bringing my opponent's shoulder forward, and then I fight for that. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care about this leg. You can push this down, you can bring this up, whatever you want. Because what I really want is you to come to this side. Exactly. Then I can work in two steps. I can just hold his knee, like I did before, bring him on top of my knees, and then, boom, sweep you there. Or I can work the omoplata from that same position. But the biggest secret here, guys, is always when you do the lasso, make sure after you do the lasso, open your knee. So I bring this foot towards me and then knee out.
Yeah.
Then you guys are safe over there.
And the way you pull me as well, that's something I hadn't felt before, because a lot of times people put it in, but then they're very relaxed.
And it's so easy to lose the hook. If you step back,
or like they can circle their arm because there's not enough tension.
Yes.
Yeah. But when you pull,
it's very important you guys bring his arm inside. So that's why I put the hook and bring the guy. Now I open. Look, my elbow and my knees open outside.
Yeah.
So that's hard. He can't really put
and
his
your
head
foot is
inside.
nice and stuck there.
Exactly. Then I can use this one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Omoplata, or just force you. So that's why I put the hook outside. So I force you come to the side, so I can do the omoplata. I can do the sweep. I can go to the leg lock also. That's what I like to do. So the biggest secret is, don't put the last and stay like this. Put the hook, bring the guy, and open your knee as much as you can. So that's gonna be good on your grips. Your knee is gonna be so way far from his hands, you know. Even if he goes, bring it, like, try to get my, yeah, just push the guy, so easy. So you guys can be comfortable and confident when you guys do that, okay?
Very nice, very nice. Okay, well, good stuff from the guard. Let's switch over into my favorite, passing, okay? Love passing. I'm going to show another one that maybe you guys have seen me show before, teach before. It's just one of my favorites, and nowadays I'm always looking for my opportunity to put a hand in the collar, even when I'm passing, okay? Thumb in the collar, and this is just a very powerful pass, very explosive, very dynamic, and it's just one that I use so much. I actually kind of used it in my last fight at Fight to Win Pro in Dallas. It was a V-match, and I kind of did this hip twist that you're going to see me using this technique. I like to call this a shotgun pass. My instructors, Saulo and Shanji Ribeiro, kind of really helped me master this pass, and I love it. So let's check it out. So we're going to go into kind of our classic headquarters position, okay, where I have one leg inside, all right, and I'm here. Now, what's so common? For sure, he wants to hold my ankle, and definitely we see this cross collar grip coming in a lot for him to pull me, lift me up, and try to place a De La Riva or get inside, whatever, okay? And so this is so common that it really helped me refine this position, because I had to figure out a way to deal with this. Okay? And a lot of times, just going on about your business, they're able to lift you up, all right? So I want to take away his leverage here, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist without raising myself up. That's one thing. When I go for this grip, I don't want to go too far forward, because then I'm going to allow him to lift me, all right? So I really want to stay centered with my base and just twist on my foot here and place my thumb in the collar, okay? Once my thumb's in the collar, I'm going to start to lean and put a little bit of pressure with my forearm in his neck and his chin, okay? Here's the deal. If I can keep his head flat on the mat, it's going to take away a lot of his ability to pull with this arm. Because every time someone pulls, they kind of do a crunch where they lift their head up and then pull you. Exactly, okay? So this pressure here will neutralize his grip, and then it'll allow me to keep his head down, okay? So now he has no leverage to lift me up, okay?
I agree.
Yeah, you get to be really heavy and, put some pressure in their neck, make them uncomfortable. At this point, this hand in the collar doesn't really help them at all, okay? So as I do that too, the other thing I'll do is switch this hand to this leg, okay? So I twist, drop my thumb in, start to add some weight and pressure, and now I control his other pant leg, okay? From here, a lot of times his hands will move on their own, okay? And many times you'll end up letting go of your leg to do something with your arm, exactly. And so that's perfect, because that's going to be my time to go, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push his knee down, bring my left knee between his legs, okay? So I'm going to kind of go in this space here, and I'll show the other angles. And as I do it, I'm going to do a big hip twist and step my leg way over, all right? And now I can literally just drop in, and what's beautiful is I already have this thumb in the collar, so I have a lot of chokes ready to go for me to work right after I pass, okay? So let's watch a little bit, actually the reverse, so you guys can see my legs, okay? So I got my headquarters, he put his hand in the collar. A twist, bring my thumb in, add a little pressure with the forearm, and start to work on this leg, okay? He moves his hand. Even if he doesn't move his hand, a lot of times what I do is I sort of like walk my foot, okay? It's very subtle, okay? Now, I'm going to switch and bring my knee through this space, okay? And sit right on his hip. And as I do that, my leg goes away from his hook. Away. And then over. If you just try to go over, he might follow you a little bit. Yeah. So I disconnect and then kick. All right? And I'll do that all at the same time. Big, powerful motion. Boom. And then here, I'm ready to stabilize and start to work some chokes. Okay? You know, like I said, I'm always using the headquarters position. You know, very, you know, known for that. People know that my pressure passing style there. And so that's just one of the most common things I run into. Someone hand the collar, pulling you, tugging you. And it used to give me a lot of problems. I used to think, oh, I should break it off every time. But when you move your hands to break it off, you give their legs and their body, you know, the opportunity to move and kind of transition into other things. And so you don't always want to spend so much energy breaking the grips, okay? Every grip that they have is just a different, you know, giving you a different sign. Okay, now I need to do this, or now I need to do that, all right? And so when they hear, instead of trying to break it off all the time, you say, okay, thumb in the collar, neutralize, okay? Make them feel the weight, make them uncomfortable, and then we have this nice, you know, powerful sort of hip twist and kick pass. You know, actually I see Herbert kind of using this a lot these days and getting a lot of powerful guard passing. And, you know, there are some other people that are really good at what I call breaking the hip, when they really twist and drop their hip on your body and on your legs. And that's really what I'm doing here, okay? I'm falling right on top of them. When you do it just right, you will actually kind of sit on their hip, all right? And then that gives it so much leverage to be able to skip the other leg and pass right there. So what do you think of that pass, Tarsis?
I guarantee that it's very, very hard. Like I just saw this, like looks very basic, but I never saw anybody using that with me. And then when I had the chance to train in Toronto, used that, and then I kind of like, just trying to posture up or something. But then when he started to work the hips, he got so powerful, so much pressure, like, looks like Rafael has like 260 pounds. I said, oh my God, he's so strong. But it's all about the leverage that he creates, and that's what he's sharing with you guys. Like I got it, I put it right away on my game, and like sometimes I feel bad to use that because people looks like doesn't know Jiu-Jitsu when you do that. And that's a really, really good stuff. Good detail, and like I said, maybe gonna take some time for the guys use it, but like Rafael said, he opens a little bit, put the thumb back, guys, trust on that because it makes all the difference. You guys are gonna be so stable, maybe not in the first time that you guys do, but trying to do that because I feel great, and I'm put this definitely on my game and I'm using a lot.
Yeah, it's really cool for me to hear that from him because we trained together for the first time. I think it was like March, April in Toronto. I was there getting ready for my legacy title fight, and we're both in Toronto at the same time with a mutual friend. It was my Muay Thai coach, and so we got to train together and kind of share some of our jiu-jitsu. And then talking to him, since he's been here today, a few months later, he's been telling me about how he used, he's been using some of the techniques that I share with him as we were training. And so it's pretty cool to, hear that, he's doing some of the things he learned from me, and it's working good for him. So I plan to do some of the things that I learned from him as well. So now let's switch. Tarsis, your turn. Show us a classic Tarsis pass.
So like, we can continue right away, like using like a combination from the sweep that we just got. Because like I show you guys, we finish one hand inside because we are like in the kind of X guard position, right? Mm-hmm. So then I can back up a little bit. This is my style, and I use this a lot. I just modify a little bit because this is Fabio Rugel's style, who is pinching one leg or getting one hand inside or both, But then I start to adapt a little bit and doing kind of unusual, but it's working so much. Now I just use this way, and I hope not everybody see that because it's really good. And okay, guys, so we just finished here, like when we just did the sweep. So now what I'm looking for is that lapel.
I'm gonna grab it. Of course, I have the options to pass to this side and that side. But sometimes, like, I give the guys opportunity to get out, to recompose the guard, do a lot of stuff. So what I like to do, I lock this leg, I come back in front of his guard, and now what I'm gonna pull this lapel and come with the other hand inside too. Probably you guys gonna have the grips not too high in the beginning, okay? So what I do, I lock my elbows inside, pull the lapel towards me, and I'm gonna be on my toes, driving my head under his jaw. Why? To create a better base and also make him a little bit uncomfortable, okay? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna project my shoulders inside, I'm gonna get on my toes, and I'm gonna start to apply this pressure right here. So how you guys gonna, I want you guys to put these hands as high as possible, okay? Like I said, you guys gonna get a little bit low. So how we do that? I like to pull him to one side. So what he's probably is gonna do, he's gonna stretch this leg to try to break my grip. That's how I advance the other hand. Now his reaction is gonna be to try to break that. Then I go with the other one deeper. So you guys not gonna be on your toes right now, okay? You guys just gonna be climbing the sleeve all the way up. So as soon as I get here, look, I drive one hand forward. As soon as he reacts, pushing my hands down, I go with the other one. So he feels like, oh, I'm getting in danger, it's getting tighter. He's gonna push this one, I go with the other one. As soon as I get in the shoulder line, doesn't need to be all the way. Just here is fine. So now is the time to get on your toes and use your head a little bit just to create some uncomfortable position for him. So just come here a little bit back. Okay, so now I get on my toes, drive forward. Why I'm doing that? I'm gonna turn Lovato here. So pay attention on his hips. I want to lift his hips a little bit. So when I drive forward, look, that's what I want. I want to put my knee under his hips. Now I can advance even more with my hands. So pay attention, my elbows is always closed. I'm driving forward as much as I can just to lift his hips and have this little gap right here to put my knee. Can be any knee, okay? So one more time, I apply the pressure just to lift his knee. That is not possible to do in the other position, it's hard. So now look, I put one knee, and now I'm gonna advance a little bit. So look to my left foot with my toes. I advance, put on the ground, come with the other one, advance, another one, and then I got to the position that I want. Look guys, my knees are in this way like right now. I need to close my knees and put right here in his lumbar. Okay, so one more time. I got the collar, super tight, and drive forward, one knee, pinch on the ground with the toes. Second knee, pinch on the ground. Third knee, that's what I want. I want my both knees behind his lower back. Rafael, can you do a back row?
I can't do it.
And what I do now, guys, I put my chest now on top of his butt. There's a lot of pressure here, guys. As soon as I have the chance, I'm gonna advance, I'm gonna hold his lower back with only one knee. So I step right in the middle, and now look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step my left knee on top of his arm. I'm gonna turn him a little bit so you guys can see in a different angle. Sorry.
I'm getting smashed over here.
So look, I lock with my chest, my knees on the back. So look, I switch to only one. Now, I step on his arm, and look, my foot stays on the ground. Okay? Now, I'm gonna try to reach my left hand on the other side of the lapel, so I'm crossing. I switch for the hips, but I need to control. If he tries to turn back, that is very hard because his neck is a really bad position. I bring to me. Now, I just get out of the way and drive his hips down. But I keep this. I don't want him to recompose the guard. So I twist his hips to the other side. And also, look what I have. Rafael's hand. And of course, I can submit the guy right from here, holding the hips. So I just drive my elbow down. I like to stand his leg up, drive his hips to the other side, and now I just open my elbow from a different angle, guys.
Ugh. That was some serious pressure there. My lower back.
Sorry.
This is good stuff.
Okay, guys, so one more time. As you guys can shoot from any position. Just shoot and grab the lapels, okay? Like so I'm fighting, just come in, boom, get it. I start to push, I need to drive my shoulders forward. Pay attention to my legs, guys. So, one more time. One leg, he reacts. I go to the other one, he reacts. High and high. As soon as I get in the shoulders line, that's what I want. Now I put pressure forward. It's very important to guys have your, can you guys see like his leg is locked with my shoulder and my forearm. So he cannot bring in and he can't bring it outside. So now look, drive forward, lift his hips, one knee, other knee, he's up. So I'm always bringing the lapel towards me. I want to put him in a really bad situation right here. So let's turn it one more time. So my knees are here, look. I cup, put my chest on his butt. I'm driving right here, pressure. I want to have his hips in this neutral position. I don't want to have any angle, okay? So try to keep it right here. And now I bring the lapels towards me, chest low. Now if I have the chance, step on his arm, support his hips with my right leg, pushing forward. Switch, grab deep. So one more time, I open the lapel, thumb inside, comes to the hip, right in the middle or a little bit to the side, it doesn't matter too much, but I want you guys to pull towards you. Okay, so I bring this to me. I can also stretch this arm a little bit, get out of the way. Now I drive his hips down. And I create the angle. You see guys how I'm twisting his hips? So now I go with my elbow down, and then I open it and get the finish right there.
You get the murder, the homicide.
So it's different than we just grab the legs. Please, it's very different just when you do the underhooks and we work here.
This is so hard.
This is so hard. I just want to have some lift on his hips, then I walk with my legs. So this is the big deal here, guys. You guys gonna lift his hips with your knees, okay? Getting your knees under, always bring the lapel towards you. So I really smash my opponent over there.
The detail of the climbing of the hand, everything is inch by inch, by inch by inch, and then your knees, inch by inch, get the hips up.
Yeah.
And by the time you get to the end, there is no guard retention, there is no scramble, there is no flexibility.
Especially when I drive your hips to the other side, because most times when you pass doing the underhooks, the guy, after you pass, they get break and turn inside and try to recompose the guard. So this one, when you lift the hips to the other side and keep this grip, it's really hard to the guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Recompose, okay?
For sure. Yeah, that was awesome details there, guys. You know, refined basics, you know. Everyone knows the underhook pass or the stack pass, but, you know, do they have all these refined details? Probably not. You know, this is years of testing and practicing and development. So awesome pass. Guys, we're learning some good stuff here. We're getting ready to go to the last phase and check out some submissions. One more time, check in, let me know if you have any questions regarding the passes, and then we'll move on, all right?
I hope all the details got clear for you guys, but if you guys have questions, just type right here and you can answer right away, okay?
Demetrius, good to see you on here. Yeah, 100%. If you go for that shotgun pass and they still keep a hook, the side smash is always there. So, you know, what Demetrius is talking about, that's another reason why I love this pass in this position, because it leads to a lot of other things that I like to do. But if I happen to get in, okay, and I get ready to go for the pass, and maybe I mess up, I didn't commit all the way, I stayed a little low or something like that, and he kept his hook here really strong, and I couldn't get rid of it, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step back and start to switch my hand to that collar and drop and sink in and look to split his legs for the side smash position. So, you know, he's in a bad place here with both of his knees pointing the same direction. So, you know, even if I can't kick out, I'm still going to have the great option of just stepping and dropping and then completing my smash pass here and going to the mount position. So, you know, my mindset, as always, you know, you've heard me talk about this before, you know, there's never a failed pass, all right? If you try and you get a reaction, then there's going to be another door that opens for you, okay? And even if you miss that door, the fight that he has to do to recover is wearing on him. And then you start again. You bring more pressure again and again. And, you know, there is no failure. If it makes him work, it makes him use energy, and makes him get uncomfortable, then it did a good thing for you, you know? But obviously, you want to try to capitalize right away on their action, their reaction, and see the next possible, you know, place for you to go. And from there, I just want to get in. I just want to drop in and stay in that, you know, close range where he has to fight and push so much, and we can bring a lot of pressure. All right, so good eyes on that, Demetrius. Yes, I do call this the shotgun pass, and it is from my Pressure Passing 2.0. So some of you already recognize that and have noticed that, and I love that one. You know, we had some people who say it's great to see us teaching together. Thank you, awesome. Great details on the stack pass. Those were amazing details, actually. Someone says, I love you guys. Let's see, what else? Any other questions? I know the knee behind the butt. Yeah, the knee behind the butt, I feel, is, you know,
it's actually not in the butt. It's
under.
Lower.
Yeah.
So you mean to lift or to stabilize?
Yeah.
As soon as I have some room, guys, I'm going to do just like this light one. So after that, like, it's so easy. So every time when I lift this one, I can lift a little bit and bring the other one deeper. So this is going like lifting the hips. At some point,
and it's not
get on my
your
toes.
Arms, right? It takes the weight off your arms.
Yeah.
Because then the weight is on your legs. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like a combination with arms and the legs. You guys doesn't use too much power, okay, on that position, but it's very important to you guys bring the opponent to you, so you guys kind of smash and bend your opponent and put him in a really bad situation. At some point, he wants to stay in like what I call like neutral position. That's gonna be here, not drop it or not too much over there. So I want the guy to stay here. So then he lost all his power and his motion. You know?
I felt like as you were doing that, once you got to a certain point, it was just like, no matter what, you were eventually going to pass. You know, it's like you get to that point where it's just a matter of time, you know? And so I really like that because it doesn't give it a lot of opportunity. I think anytime you can find a position where you can slow things down, make them uncomfortable, and almost the more they fight there, the easier it is for you. You know, it's like sinking in quicksand.
Yeah.
Once you get your one knee under the butt, there's
so it's like some power pulling, the other one lifting and pushing his hips to put in the neutral position, and then I lock my opponent to let him do the back row because it's kind of hard because his neck is really bended. I put my chest on top of his butt, so then he's completely locked. So it's here, my knees holding his lower back, and then my chest on top of it, and then just time to you guys pass. If you guys cannot pinch that knee to lock the arm. He's still going and fighting for the hand on the collar. It's going to take some time, but as soon as you guys get there, it's almost done. Okay, and of course, pay attention with the legs, because that's what makes you guys free to move with the arms. Otherwise, the guy's gonna come back with the hips low, and then he's able to play the guard, or just like
Be flexible.
be flexible. Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, let's go to the final phase, all right? I want to show, we kind of already talked about thumb in the collar, all right? You guys understand the bread cutter or paper cutter chokes there, very, basic, very common chokes that a lot of people know. My recent match that I had at the Fight to Win, I was able to win with a collar choke from Mount, okay? Very much my style. I love that. And I think you guys have probably seen me teach some of that stuff before. So what I thought I would do is show like a nice arm bar from the Mount that really goes along with the thumb and the collar and give you, some extra options there, okay? So this is what I call Mount 101, all right? Cross choke and arm bar. It really is the most perfect, unstoppable combination because there is no way he can defend one without giving the other. I mean, it's just impossible, okay? The more his arms come up to protect his neck and stop the choke, the more the arm bars are there, okay? If his arms stay down and keep working on my hips and trying to pass, then I'm gonna get my choke, okay, for sure. So, this is like pretty much my goal in every match, MMA fight, gi, no gi, whatever. I want to mount and I want to finish, okay? So let's take a look, all right? I love the thumb and the collar, all right, versus the four fingers. Four fingers can be so hard on your wrists. You can't get it deep enough, and it's just a little uncomfortable, all right? So I made the transition to thumb in the collar several years ago, and I've never looked back, okay? This is all I do now, pretty much, okay? So I like to always have at least one, hand in the collar here, okay? For a couple reasons. A, he has to respect the choke is coming, all right? So it's my offense. B, he can't escape to that side anymore. So if I'm just like neutral with my hands in the mat, he can make his pick whether he wants to escape to his left or to his right or whatever, okay? And then I'm always a little bit behind, okay? So I immediately want to limit him by putting a hand in the collar. Now I know he can only escape that way, okay? So I can focus my defense where I need to and, know that I'm shutting down at least 50% of his escapes because now he can only go one side, all right? So as soon as I have the hand in the collar, first thing to do is to make sure you keep your head off center a little bit. I never want to be right here directly over him because then the bridge can happen. And for sure, that's the most likely reaction that you're always going to get, okay? So I always kind of stay over to the side, drop my chest onto his chest, and I'll just rest on my elbow and start to work my hand here to help me cinch my grip really tight, okay? The tighter, the better, always, okay? Now, usually at about this point, he starts to feel the pressure, okay? And if he keeps trying to pass, if he keeps trying to escape or do all that, I'm going to come over here, turn his head, drop my weight, and finish. 100%, okay? No doubt about it, all right? Or what's going to happen, he's going to say, man, I don't want to get choked, and he's going to start to raise his arms up here and latch onto my arm, okay? And there's kind of a point where if it's a little lower like this, I'll just kind of use my body to smash his arm and then circle it out of the way, okay? But then sometimes it gets so high, almost where that elbow is right into you, and you really can't smash that arm anymore, okay? So from here, all signs are telling me, let's go for the arm bar, all right? So, very simple. I'm just going to use my hand on the mat here, and my knee is going to follow my hand, okay? And I'm going to bring my knee all the way above his head, so that way my stomach and my body is behind his elbow, all right? Now, so we're here, okay? And I'm going to get somewhat fancy on you guys today, all right? I don't get fancy very often, but, we can all see the basic arm bar coming from here, okay? Basically what I'll do is I'll pull up his other elbow and bite my heel to his shoulder, And now I'm ready to start to sit back and work for this arm. But look what's already happened, okay? He's making this sort of, frame, hiding his arm, hiding his wrist, and clasping and preparing himself for a hard fight on the arm bar, okay? And that's one thing that makes a lot of people not even want to go for the arm bar, is because they're not confident in their ability to break the grip, and they don't want to lose position and things like that, okay? So what I like to do in this situation, okay, when I feel him making this strong lock here, is I'm actually going to come under his wrist and hook behind the elbow of the top arm, okay? So now my mindset is I'm not even worried about the original arm anymore. I'm going to look for the other arm, okay? So I'm going to latch on really tight here, and I'll kind of just hold, make him think I'm still going for the first arm, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change really fast, okay? I'm going to use my hand on the mat, and I'm going to rotate my hip and immediately go to the other side, okay? And now this arm has no grip, and it'll be right there for a fast finish, okay? Without, that fight of trying to break the grip, okay? So, again, look, wherever direction I see his eyes, if he looks this way, then I know I'm putting my hand in the collar on that side, because he's thinking of escaping that way, okay? And now I can start to drop my elbow and block him. So I'm blocking his defense at the same time building my offense, okay? It's something I like to model many of my positions after, okay? How to stop him and open up my game, okay? So here, drop your weight, keep your head offline here, start to cinch the grip, okay? And like I said, usually about that point, he's like, oh man, choke's coming, and he brings his arm up. If it's that high and I can't really smash it with my body, then I'm gonna slide up and start to go for this arm bar, okay? From the S mount position, all right? Now look, he's protecting his original arm, all right? He's prepared, to fight on that arm. So now I'm gonna scoop right through this space and latch on, okay, and pull here, all right? Guess what? If he changes and brings his left arm out to protect his other arm, well, now I can go back and attack the original arm, okay? So it's a win-win, He's in a, he's not coming back from this, okay? So, but normally they just stay the way they are. They don't really think about, you switching to the other side, okay? So now I'm going to put my hand down. Now just open your hips. Just move in a little half circle here and immediately throw that leg over. And look how this arm is just dangling here. Now you can find the wrist. Boom, take it back and get your arm bar finished, all right? This is something I developed, being in Oklahoma, all right? We got a lot of, country boys out here, okay? There are a lot of nights in my academy where, half the class is 200 pounds plus, So we got a lot of big guys here, which is great for me, great training. But, they're so strong that you don't always want to fight against that strength, It's like, okay, how can I find different ways to attack and surprise them, maneuvering around their strength, all right? And so this is a little armbar variation that I started doing, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago, and I've been using it ever since with a lot of success.
Yeah, nice. It's a really efficient position, and you guys probably going to surprise a lot of people. So easy to do, like, it's one more thing that I put on my game. So easy to block that arm. I felt so tight and stuck. And then when he turns, okay, looks like he's gonna lose the position, because kind of look like takes too much time, but don't. I got really smashed it on the ground, and then when he goes to the other arm, I didn't have the other one to protect it, and then it's oh my God, it's done.
Cool. All right, Tarsis, last one, man.
Yeah, let's go to the last one.
Do?
So let's suppose, guys, I'm gonna show you guys just a very simple position that everybody knows is the clock choke, but I'm gonna show you guys how the way I do that is gonna make it more simple and more effective. Because for me, it's such a beautiful position, and now he's always there because everybody like plays turtle now, be very defensive about the back take and all stuff, and everybody kind of forgot a little bit about this possibility that is the clock choke. Maybe because some people are doing like kind of the old style. I'm going to show you guys why I'm doing a little bit different, and I'm going to make sure that it's going to be very, very deep. Looks like I'm going to decapitate my opponent's head.
Great.
Okay, so just start here on the turtle. So what I like to do in the first beginning of the position, I like to have my legs like around him and drop my hips on top of him, like I was riding like a motorcycle or something like that. So I keep my legs very tight, so I have enough time to choose what side I want to go. After that, what I'm going to do, I'm not looking for the seat belt position, but I need to go for the neck. So what I do is to have first my hand under his arm, then I'm going to come to the side, but I'm going to keep my leg on top of his hip. So it's going to be hard for him to lift and try to recompose. Can he do that? Yes. But with the combination with this hand, so I get very low on him, a lot of weight on his hips, not on his lower back. It's going to be on his hips. I drop my chest, come under, don't need to be too deep. Just enough. So look, I open a little bit the gi. Now it starts to come a little bit to the side. So I am blocking this shoulder right here. So he can't, it's going to be hard to him to recompose to that side. And then I have enough time to go back to that side if I need. So as soon as I grab here, I work with my leg here on top of his hips. Now look what I do, guys. Just going to turn a little bit to the side. So look, take a look. Let's go a little bit forward, Rafael, just to take a look on your neck. You guys see here? So look, I open his knee, his neck, but I don't go right away for the choke because probably he's gonna put his shin down, right? So I just stabilize the piece. So look, guys, I drive his lapel all the way inside. Can you guys see that? So look, it's gonna be here, so he hides his shin, so I drive all the way down and make sure I make a go around his neck. I'm almost halfway off the choke. I cannot try from here. So I bring it in and drive a little bit inside. Okay? So after I do that, he's ready. So I come with the other hand. I have the grip. Now, normally what people do, or they switch to the leg grip, that's gonna keep my body kind of weird and not too much weight on his head, or some people likes to come and lock this arm right here. That is the same thing. I'm never gonna be very heavy on his head. I'm gonna be kind of on top of his back. That is good, but it's not too fast as the other one that I'm gonna do. Okay? So one more time. I bring the lapel down under his shin because he's blocking. Come with the other hand. Go deep as I can. But now I keep my right hand, guys. Both hands on the same lapel. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a big step, like kind of a big jump. So my left leg goes all the way, and then I come with my right leg, and I'm gonna drop my ribs right on the back of his head. I don't want to stay here in the omoplata line, in the back of line. I want to be right here on the neck. Okay, so after I get that, I make a big step. I keep both hands on the collar, and look, I go all the way forward. My hips is in front of his shoulder, and all my weight is on top of his head. So now I just lift my hips out of the ground, and it's super tight. I didn't even apply pressure here. But it's like I said, it's gonna decapitate the head because it's my head, my hand is right there, and then my ribs come on top of it.
Yeah, it drives my head right into the choking line.
I make sure, guys, that I'm gonna drive my hips and a little bit of my back on front of this shoulder right here. Okay, so one more time. I have this position, drop my chest, open the lapel, prepare this pushing down, come with my hand, comes to the side. I don't really need to put my right knee on his lower back because after here, I'm gonna shoot right away. So drive in,
and just jump, guys. I'm gonna be like this as much as I can. So hips out of the ground, my ribs on top of the back of his head, and then I just pull up, drop my weight on his head. I don't want to drop my hips on the ground. It's gonna be all my weight on his head. This hand on the collar, you guys doesn't really need to pull up or anything. Just keep there. He can't turn inside.
Do you walk at all with it as
No,
well? No,
I
stay
just
there?
jump.
Yeah.
I just jump and then I pull up.
It's in so fast.
Mhm.
Yeah. 0 to 100.
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. So you surprise the guy. The other ones that you're gonna walking, like I said, this arm hair like kind of limit my weight on the back of your head, and I can't go too much forward
Yeah.
or having the hands. I like to do this too, but it's not the same pressure as this one on like the baseball lapel grip, you know?
Is your head on the floor as well?
I don't touch the floor. All my weight is gonna be on your back. Yeah, we're gonna try here. So stabilize first. Perfect. So like it's very heavy. I cannot lift Rafael. I have the grip, so now I drive down. So look, I gotta put my shin in, but look, the lapel came. So you have it. Keep both grips.
Here.
Now, you don't need to have your left knee on my lower back. You can have it if you want. The guy doesn't really believe that. So I'll come back a little bit. Now we're gonna make like a big jump to the side and drop your ribs, okay, on the back of my head. Go. Yeah. So like, grab one more time. Do it again, Rafael, please. So like, try to lift your shoulder all the way up. Yes, that's what I'm doing. So look, and also your the start of your back in front of my shoulder. So go more. Don't care about to lose this. Exactly. As much as you go is heavy on my neck, and then you just pull your arm up. That's it. So you guys want to be like on sideways, like this. Don't be like too much like this. Just be completely on sideways and pulling the lapel all the way up.
Yeah, I feel strong.
Yeah.
When you did it to me, it was.
I don't want to
It
do
was
like
in
really
really
strong
fast.
because
Yeah.
half hurts. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
It's really
For sure.
hard for the neck.
And that's so good because everyone tries to get the hooks.
Yeah.
Everyone wants the bow and arrow and everything else. And you know, the defense of the other person kind of revolves around that. They're down here blocking the hooks, everything else. Yeah, exactly. And they don't even think about it probably too, because
the old
normally
school,
the process is hooks first. You know?
Yeah, and all the old school like clock. So the one that I learned, always like this kind of the bed on top of your bed
get
or something
reversed
like
easily
that.
with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like to do this one and drop my weight. You guys don't need to be aware to go too much. Your arm is gonna block your body. So you guys can just go for, because it's gonna be right under the jaw, and then your own arm is gonna block yourself to go too much. You're never gonna lose the position. So jump, go for, and drop your weight on top of his back, pull the lapel up, and I guarantee you guys gonna have a sweet
For sure. Okay, you know, coming to the end here, let us know if you have any questions about our submissions. Feel free, just any sort of regular feedback. If you enjoyed the techniques, you know, let us know. We'd love to hear, you know, if you guys had fun and enjoyed and learned some cool stuff today. And then we'll close things out here, all right? So we got a lot of people saying that they learned some good tips, some good details. They like things that we've shown is exactly what they wanted to see. Thanks for the nice compliments, guys. Really appreciate it. They love the clock choke. Good, great details. Yeah, Demetrius, once he drops in for that choke, I mean, everything is locked and stuff. Like I said, 0 to 100 real quick, all right? You know, you're asking if I can follow him or try to unravel the choke. I did not feel that way at all. Obviously, Tarsis is a master at this move, and you'll have to do your repetitions and work on it. But just like anything, you know, one philosophy that I have that I've learned from Sensei Salo and Shanji, they say how Jiu-Jitsu is perfect. You know, we're the ones that mess it up, right?
Yes.
We're the ones that make it complicated and do something wrong, you know, and not apply it just right at the right time. And then it costs us, you know. But when everything is done properly and in the right moment, there is no escape, you know. And so I firmly believe that in all aspects, you know, in all technical, you know, positions and you know, different ways. Like, as long as you're in the right time, the right place, the right grips, the right leverage, it works. And this is no different. So,
and just answering Demetrius, like when I have the first hand, I lock your shoulder.
yeah.
So this, you see Demetrius, like you can be on his Rafael. So this doesn't let Rafael drive his shoulder inside. He needs that to recompose the guard. So that's why I have this grip and also the other one. Okay?
Like
but
that.
of course, when I choke,
it's a lot more risky. Like, a lot of times people will go for the double.
Yeah,
collar.
no. Now he can roll me.
Yeah.
Exactly. This locks his shoulder to the side, so I control him. He cannot turn. And like I said, like when I decapitate the head, it's because I drop my hips here. So I don't really need to pull this all the way up. My head makes so I go half, and the other half, it's my ribs right here. And he's going to be completely locked because this doesn't let, so you see this part of the gi doesn't let him drive his shoulder inside and fall or go inside to recompose.
That is a world champion black belt detail right there, guys. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's see, looks like everyone loves it. Yeah, a lot of great compliments here. That's it, guys. Oh, one last question. Okay, let me finish. Let me do one more for Demetrius here, one of my favorite students. Very active, always on the webinars, and I got to meet him personally for the first time at the World Championships. Great guy. Demetrius, you said you're losing the omoplata. You got big, strong guys leaning back and pulling out, okay? Let me give you a little idea for the omoplata. Something I like to do. Basically, my big, strong monster, all right, Jared Dopp, okay? He's the one that you know, if someone can power out of something, he's the guy that's going to do it, all right? But he's very technical, don't get me wrong. That's what makes him so good, is he puts his strength behind technique. But this is something I've worked on doing with him, because he can literally just get up and stand up with me, okay? And this helps me anchor him down. So a lot of times we get the omoplata, and you know, you kind of can feel the strength and him leaning back and beginning to want to stand, okay? So what I do, real simple, my hand is going to go between my legs, okay? So my right leg is behind his shoulder. My left hand is going to go between my legs and grab his collar, all right? Now, I'm going to start to pull down and, you know, make sure I have a belt grip here too, and use this as an extra anchor, okay? So now I have a little more weight and pressure. A lot of times when he leans up here, it's just because he just feels my legs, okay? It's not my whole body behind his shoulder. Whenever I make the grip with my hand here, now it brings my upper body into the game. So now when I lock this and I'm pulling his lapel, it's much harder for him to stand up, especially, you know, like straight up. Like he can't even really lean back now, all right? But the higher up he goes, keep in mind that the more he lifts his head, I can always let go and use this to pull him right into a triangle, okay? So you have a triangle option. or just kind of keep working on his posture. And now I need to move a little bit, okay? If we stay in the same place, he can still get some good resistance, right? So I need to start to kind of shake and move a little bit. So what I'm going to do is kind of loosen up my figure four here, and I start to kind of bump and escape. Sometimes I'll even put my foot on the mat real fast and move as I'm pulling. Now I can extend my legs and look to sit up and try to finish, okay? Do again, that way just a little bit. So it's really nice for the triangle option, all right? The guy that just goes hard back real fast, you can use this to pull him in, adjust, and start to finish here, sorry. Or just allow yourself to, be heavy, be tight there. The amount of extra weight that gets applied, makes it so hard for the guy to stand up. Now I just need to start to move. So like I said, I'll loosen up a little bit, start to move my hip, maybe even put my foot on the mat, get a big scoot, and as soon as I have a lot of leverage, I'm going to kick my legs forward, okay? And now I'm in position, ready to finish. Okay? So there you go, Demetrius. One little extra detail there to help you out with the omoplatas. All right, gotta, give you a little bit there because we're always working on omoplatas, inside my site. I teach a lot of omoplata heavy stuff. It's definitely my favorite move from the guard. And, you're going to run into a lot of different body types, a lot of different strong guys that have their own way of trying to deal with the omoplata. And for the really big guys, this is, one of my favorite things to do. I think I've seen your teammate, Michael Lang, use this a little bit.
Yeah. Also Clark.
Yeah, Clark for sure.
A lot. Yeah, and definitely works because he breaks my posture when he pulls down. It's not just the legs,
Right.
And it works definitely. I think it's a really good option.
Yeah. Especially for the guys that stand right up.
Yeah, and even if he stands you, stand up,
you can stay
you
with
can
him.
stay and also reach for the other arm like Clark do.
Yeah.
And then there is no way out. It's very effective. Very effective. It's good.
For sure. Okay, guys. Man, that was fun.
Yeah,
Tarsis,
I like it. I love it.
Yeah, that
Always
was great.
good
We learned some stuff from each other today, so it's not just you guys, we learned too, and it was a lot of fun. So, a couple of things here to close things out, all right? Number one, like Tarsis said, he's maneuvering his way to the U.S. now. He's staying in San Diego. Hopefully, soon we'll be looking to open up his own academy just outside of San Diego is what you're looking at.
Yeah, there's so many gyms over there. I don't know exactly where, so I'm going to start first with João Faria in Alliance San Diego, and then take some time, do some researches, and then open my own place. Probably it's going to be around there. I think it's a good area. Should be in California, a lot of things going on there, about Jiu-Jitsu. And I don't know, I just came down there 2004 or 5, and then for a long time I didn't came back there. And last year I had the opportunity to come back and just feel like probably that's my place. But yeah, I'm not rushed to open my gym now.
In the meantime, he's doing seminars, traveling, competing, trying to open up a network here in the U.S., get to know a lot of people. So if someone is interested in contacting you for a seminar, what's the best place for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, if you guys use the Instagram, my Instagram is Tarsis JJ, TARSISJJ, or you guys can go to the Facebook. Just make sure I have 3 profiles, but just make sure you guys contact me at the one that is my face on that. Okay, because the one is the logo, the one is me, completely with the gear, and the one is only my face. So this one is the one that I use more. Or you guys can contact me in my email. This is one more time, tarsisjj@hotmail.com. Okay.
Perfect. So on my side of things, guys, man, I've had a crazy summer already. So many amazing things happening. The biggest thing coming up for me right now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen and heard, I will be facing Roberto Cyborg Abreu next Friday, July 15th in Denver, Colorado. That's kind of also another little reason why I wanted to have Tarsis here at this time. He's helping me finish my training camp, being an amazing training partner for me as I get into my last couple days of hard training. I'll be heading out to Denver on Wednesday, and actually teaching a seminar on Wednesday night the 13th at the Compound, which is my affiliate there in Denver, downtown area. So if you're in that area, I'd love to have you stop by and be a part of the seminar on Wednesday night. It is from 6:30 to 8:30 at the Compound. You'll see me post about it, or obviously you can look at the Compound and contact them directly. And then Friday night, it's battle time, and I couldn't be more excited, more motivated, and more ready. I'm very ready to go to war and have a great, not just great, epic match with Cyborg. I think it's going to be one that's been remembered and talked about for a long time. So very excited for that. And you guys can watch live on Flow Grappling if you're not there in the area. Flow Grappling will be streaming it live. They're doing awesome work. And speaking of which, they were just out here. Some of the guys from Flow were just here in Oklahoma City with me last week and filming my training, making a whole getting a lot of footage to make a documentary. And I'm really excited for them to release that. They got a lot of stuff with me and my father, my students here, and obviously with me. And so keep your eyes out on that. I'm really excited. Speaking of my father, don't mean to ramble on here, but he's getting ready to compete at the Masters Worlds, which I think is just amazing. My dad's nearly 60 years old, and he's still suiting up and going to battle. And but something that we're doing really cool right now is my father filmed a series earlier this year of his game, his favorite sweeps and passes and submissions. And obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I just knocked out a new series on my cross-collar sleeve game from a guard, the things I'm doing there. And we're putting all this together. We're going to make a really special product with his techniques and my techniques together. And I'll be releasing this very soon within the next, probably early next week. So, keep your eyes out on that. You'll see me post about it, email about it, and things like that. If you enjoy my teaching, you're going to get to see more from me, and you're going to get to know my father a little bit. He's an amazing teacher, one of the most amazing martial artists I've ever met in general. Over 50 years of martial arts training and a lot of years on the mat. He's definitely a pioneer. So I'm really anxious and excited for you guys to get a chance to learn from him as well. So a lot of those things going on. Also, you see me wearing this, beautiful gi here. This is my signature gi. Just got released. This black, lucky gi here. It's so soft on the inside. It has the brushing. So comfortable. I competed in at the Fight to Win. It's an awesome gi. We just released it. Check out myluckygi.com, and once again, you see me post about it as well too. So that's all my stuff on my end, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Had a great day with us, learning some cool stuff. Maybe I'll throw this up on YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe you just got to join my site and check it out in there, become one of my online students. So. I look forward to teaching you guys more in the future. Thank you, Tarsis, one more time, brother. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody. Follow Tarsis and give us some support for his, journey to the U.S. And I'm going to represent for you guys next week in Denver. All right. You guys have a great night.